fel o să mă duc și în România, să știi, să le spun și oamenilor la televizor.
Ascultă-mă, vom merge noi împreună, că și eu vreau să mă duc, să le zic. Tu ai văzut ce scriu despre România, care sunt problemele cu statismul în România. Tu ai văzut că pe mine mă afectează foarte mult.
Doamne scumpă, despre cartea dumneavoastră mi-a plăcut extrem de mult. Mi-a plăcut introducerea și mi-a plăcut cum a scris-o. De ce nu vă comentez despre ea? Pentru că este o carte politică.
Da.
Și eu despre matrice nu vreau nici măcar o clipă, pentru că the strength of his mind is in its focus. And if I focus on the matrix, on the politics,
Maria.
I don't want to waste energy on
She's
that.
my home, she cleaning lady. Hola, Maria querida, un abrazo din Guatemala. Se dă un cupic că merge înapoi. Ok, mucho gusto. Te veo en la casa, ok? I love you. Hi, sweetheart. Sí. Quiero que Jaime ya está en la casa o no, si no, puedes entrar.
Está bien, gracias.
Sí, cariño, gracias.
Deci, pur și simplu, avineul acesta este ca o bombă de energie negativă pe care eu o depozitez în stomac și o car cu mine peste tot.
Shit, Wally, I love you, Wally. I miss you. I need you. I will give you a call.
Okay.
She wouldn't give me your phone number. She said she needs your acceptance. Ăsta e egiptean. Ăștia toți s-au făcut building-ul ăsta mare. Egiptenii ăștia, construiesc piramide.
Foarte evoluați, domnule.
Da.
Am și eu prieteni egipteni în Orange County. Doamne, eu sunt pe picior de plecare din LA. Vă spun sincer, în orașul acesta, în afară de faptul că mi-am rezolvat situația de imigrație, nu am avut plusuri. Dar minusuri au fost majore.
Wow.
Dar,
Ai green card-ul, ai?
bineînțeles. Acum în septembrie am plecat eu pentru Stefania. Doamnă, vă spun sincer, de la Theodore Gaetano, de la adevărul, până în clipa de acum 2 săptămâni, eu am fost doar un băiat salahor care a muncit ca toți imigranții de aici, ca să-și facă și el tot ce a trebuit. Nu aș spune din greu, dar cu siguranță un spectru de muncă la care, adică n-am muncit în viața mea, am muncit la UPS aici, am muncit, am condus truck brown 1 an și jumătate. Nu știe nimeni. De ce să pun poze pe Facebook? Să vadă prietenii mei. Când am venit aici eram 3 prieteni care ne-am hotărât să venim în America împreună. Theodore Gaetano, Victor Slav și Bogdan Vlădău. Eu am fost singurul care a rămas aici. Ăștia păsăricile s-au dus la ei în țara lor să fie vedete, să le fie bine, să le fie călduros, că toată lumea te iubește în țara în care ești cunoscut.
Da.
Dar eu am, efectiv, la Salahorie.
Horia?
La Salahorie. Știi ce înseamnă Salahor?
Oh, Salahoria, I know. Oh my God.
I did UPS, I did moving, and I did pretty much, I did driving, I did fitness training for the most part. I still did training, but like 5% of what I was doing before. And now with this new gym, madam, in 2 years, like Theodore Gaetano was known in Romania and was, in Romania I was known for the one thing. After communism, după comunism, nu a fost niciun fel de gym comercial. Și am avut un client polonez pe care l-am întâlnit la Marriott, care mi-a zis, vreau să deschid business aici, sunt bani de soțul dumneavoastră, nu?
Nu suntem căsătoriți, dar suntem împreună de 32 de ani.
Fericită!
Eu îl țin așa de mare. No, you sit, he sits there, honey, you gonna wait for a second? No, he sits because I usually feed him.
I'm not gonna be long.
No, I want to talk to him. He wants to go, he wants to go away from LA and I'm very worried.
I lived in LA for 6 years, but now I just moved to Orange County. And I just
Let's sit down. Sit down. Te rog, șez. Please sit down. Please. Theo. Yeah, okay. Okay, I sit in the middle.
doggy can
Sony
can be
is wondering,
that's what I was saying to the doctor.
Relax.
That's what I was saying.
My God, he worked so many jobs.
That she basically was one of the few, if not a handful of persons, of decent persons in LA that I had the honor to meet. And I was just saying my goodbyes in this regard. I'm very happy that I moved. I came here to LA because in my late 20s I was into the whole, I worked in television in Romania, and I thought I'm gonna be as foolish to do the same thing here as well. And when I actually discovered what it was,
You gave up.
I realized that I don't want to be here in the first place.
You quit.
There's a skill, you know. A lot of people, they put a ladder and they climb the ladder up the top, and then they peek and see what's there, you know. But I think I could be here to like throw a dodgeball, and I say I don't want to be there with those people. And Hollywood now is basically exposed.
Yeah,
It's basically exposed.
No,
Yeah.
she was astounded to meet you. You're such a wonderful person.
Sir, I was. Now, after 80 years in America, I could say I'm still a decent person.
Theo, you are a distinct, fantastic, educated Romanian. You are the most educated Romanian I have met.
That's because
I'm
my
serious.
parents were professors as well in Romania. My father was the dean of the Faculty of Letters in Pitești, and my mother was an associate professor there as well for more than 20 years. My father actually wrote the Romanian grammar that is taught included in the scholastic
Oh, the
curricula,
university.
and which is funny because he's of Italian origin, which makes you wonder what's up with Romania. Our name is Dacia, and the whole Dacian wars, etc.
Yeah, the Roman Empire. But listen, I'm interested in your biography. I would like to write your biography for you.
I would like to keep it as occult as possible.
No.
Yeah, I just, I'm a private person now.
Very private. Very private. But listen, I think you're very
Yeah, so
distinct.
that's what I was saying, that finally I'm past that immigration phase, and I work with at a great place, the great gym that gave me a middle management position in Orange County, in Laguna Niguel. And I told her that finally in like 1 year or two, I'm going to be able to be there the same that in terms of awareness, social awareness, and what I give back to the community like I was in Romania. Yeah, pretty much in Romania it took me a couple of years too, so.
Wow. Listen, I want to hire you because I like motivation, and here is Jim, and Jim is going to also look how this thing is going to transform, because he keeps telling me I have belly, a little belly here, and I want to get rid of the belly.
I think the main.
Ca și când eu ar fi problemat, că pe când nici el nu era.
I was telling the professor that pretty much the diet is
Yeah.
the core
Tell
of
him your
everything.
philosophy. Tell him cadavers.
It's
How
not
we
a
eat cadavers.
philosophy,
You
but-
have to listen to his philosophy, please. Spune.
Well, the latest neuroscience research from MIT proved that DNA is an actual storage medium, and 1 gram of DNA can actually store 450 petabytes, which is 1,000 gigabytes. And there goes figure that most of our standard American diet, not mine because I'm vegan for 18 years, but most of the standard American diet is from the slaughterhouses, where the cattle wherever they're actually witness all their loved ones getting slaughtered before they're getting slaughtered themselves. And basically that's the memory that we are storing every day through our diet in our gut, and it vibrates a very low frequency that actually blocks all the flux of our energy right here in the first chakra.
Yeah. The most important
Yeah,
chakra,
and
the
this is-
libido.
And this
That's why
this is
everybody
also
says-
by design. This is not a byproduct of a diet. This diet is actually very well researched and put into place, enacted into place since 1932 to a program called Codex Alimentarius, which also included approximately 60,000 compounds that were proven to be carcinogenic, that were apparently accidentally dumped in the food supply globally through the biggest, mostly American and German corporations.
American.
And basically, the first, when you're thinking consciously about your health, the first step is to opt out the slaughterhouse program, because that program is basically designed to take you to the grave as soon as possible, as cheap as possible, etc. It's not designed in our best interest in terms of longevity and artistic expression and physical manifestation. It's designed, it's designed literally to keep us in a mental asylum, in a physical asylum.
Very low vibrations. That's the idea.
According to the social security programs, it's against us. It's against us. And now it's already pretty much common knowledge. I would say in the 60s, there were some presidents like JFK who died for actually telling people the truth. But, and there were people like MLK who actually told people the truth. But there were people like Princess Diana who in Britain told people the truth. It's all this biochemical matrix that we are involved in. But when it comes to health, the first thing is to step out of the matrix, which means to stop eating foreign DNA. When you're eating DNA from plants, when you're eating plants, you're eating basically the energy of the sun that's been processed through photosynthesis.
We have to eat plants.
Apparently, a part of us, the most important one, is actually the same chemical and biophysical property as the sun. And if we're eating a sun diet, that's how we live up to 120 and having that vibrant level of energy that everybody craves. And that's what automatically cures all diseases by itself. There was a very important American biochemist called Maxwell Gerson, who in 1938, Maxwell Gerson, he founded the Gerson anti-cancer therapy, which apparently it was basically it eradicated cancer in less than 30 days. In the 1940s, he was shut down, like many smart people in America, was shut down by the officials. And his daughter, who's now 106, has the Charles Gerson therapy in Tijuana, Mexico.
In Tijuana, Mexico.
Yes.
We know because
where all Americans
sending people
go.
there. We're sending people there.
And there's so many anti-cancer therapies in southern Mexico. It's crazy how bad the cancer industry is here.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying. The first thing, and it's a process because honestly, the Romanian diet that we've been living on, sir, is worse than standard American diet. And I grew up and I saw that no matter, the older your DNA is, the Denisovane DNA is the oldest, 45,000 years. All the Genghis Khan, oldest DNA. They have been programmed to consume meat. Whereas Genghis Khan was a vegan, was a Buddhist, he was 360 degrees open, and Mongolians, they eat meat. Romanians, the same. We are also people who have 15,000-year-old DNA with so-called psychic powers, etc. Sorcery, actually witchcraft, is not only legal in Romania, but it's taxable income with its own commercial code in the nomenclature. So it's taxed properly. So we know as Romanians we are connected to the spiritual dimension as well, and there are famous professors like Mircea Eliade, the professor at the University of Chicago, who wrote books of shamanism and basically taught Americans since the 1960s a little bit of our mysticism.
He knows I taught him about him. About Eliade.
And the thing is, all these mystic people, they're eating the freshest plants that actually have been grown by them, with the frequency of love. Some of them are talked to daily, and they're actually bathed in sound vibrations that have been proven now that have cymatic frequencies. And for the most part, we just need to get out of the matrix and nothing. And the main benefit, apart from the health ones, is that our whole thinking changes. The brain functions differently. We're not eating meat, dairy, eggs, etc. Totally different.
We just took off eggs yesterday. Terminated eggs.
I'm not sure. I grew
kills
up.
his prostate.
So I'm gonna witness you something. My parents fed me the worst diet, and I grew up as a bodybuilder in the fitness industry, educated that I have to eat protein and animal fats and the whole shebang. So that's where I'm coming from. I worked in gym since I was 16. First in London, then I moved pretty much everywhere like a nomad.
But how did you realize you were on the wrong track, that you get on the right track?
Because I was getting at the peak of my fame in the fitness industry, and my health, I was doing, every 3 months I was doing blood checkup, I was doing full organ, because as a top athlete, I was doing very intense workouts. For my height, I had 230 pounds, something weight crazy like this with very low body fat. So I wanted to be in check because in the bodybuilding industry, some people die, and that's not an unknown fact from drug usage. So I spoke. I had a couple of doctors I was bothering at that time, and I saw my health good. So I'm eating 3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That's like
3 grams of protein per kilo of body weight.
So I tried, and I had thousands of clients that I was monitoring their diets, and that was like a non-scientific project in itself, because I had the data. I was looking at the clients, I was seeing their dietary journals, everything, and I saw their blood markers, because I wanted to have a scientific approach with my clients. When you talk to that, let's see how your blood panel looks in 3 months from now, no? So we know you did a good job, we did a good job, and it's working well. I try to have a scientific approach. Since I worked in gym, I wasn't just a knucklehead. Since I had 2 parents who were professors, who spent their entire life downplaying my athleticism, so to speak.
Instead
Tell
of
me you are the stupidest, you're not going to do anything, you're a musclehead, you're a knucklehead, la la la. And the thing, what happened is the irony is that as I grew up, I realized they were actually wrong, and I was the one who was smarter than them. But at that point, I realized their perspective. This kid raised in communism doesn't do what we want, doesn't do da 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 da. Communism is a lot about fear. It's about you're afraid even to.
Limbic system. It's you live in your limbic system here.
Yeah, they control the population through the fear, just like here, just like media.
Like
that's
here.
here.
That's
But here is at the more evolved level with NLP, with a little more. But the communism is direct. Telling, okay, no food for you guys.
Exactly. No food. You go die. Damn it.
And you go, no,
She's trying to lose weight, but her dog is so slow and just recovered from a terrible surgery.
Oh, poor
16 years old.
And,
You
veteran.
sure. Oh, baby.
He's so smart.
Is it very? Have you ever taken him to a psychic, to a good one?
No, never.
Sure.
I will. I take a sponsor psychic tomorrow. Tomorrow. He has something.
I would do it.
He
I would do it.
functions,
I want to know. I want to be able to communicate with him because we've been a family member even more than. In Romania, sir, where we're coming from,
You
presidents.
can't go back to Romania.
Presidents.
They'd probably enlist you in the army.
You know, I'm a
That
little
is
bit
correct now
psychic.
in NATO, and that's
You're some psychic too. I have a little bit of psychic
in Romania, sir. How they destroy their people's brains in terms of their right hemisphere plasticity, which relates to psychic powers, by turning us into alcoholics.
Yeah, they all become
Oh,
alcoholics.
and
Everybody's
the
drinking.
Burebista, the founder of, he was the one who basically, also the wine before it was, there were strains that were kind of like psychedelic that we had. The strains were like with Amarita muscaria, there were a couple of strains. They were breeding the grapes with many strains of mushrooms that were famous in Romania.
Well, when did you get those
They
bright
make you
eyes?
happy.
Excuse me, sir?
Your
When did you
eyes.
get your bright
Remember,
eyes?
he
Bright eyes?
Yeah.
Your eyes are bright.
very
intelligent.
bright and live. You're alive. Our students are dead. There's nothing more
Your eyes
in
are
their eyes.
extraordinary.
Appreciate that.
Students know listen more. You poți să faci așa și nu se mișcă.
I mean, I could look out over 200 students at UCLA when we were operating. And if at 200 students, if maybe one pair of bright eyes stood out,
Like
that was
yours.
remarkable. But you can tell from the eyes.
So I will tell you the recipe for it, and I think I know what you mean. On the plus side, my parents were academics, were very busy in a communist country where the job is your duty and family. Oh, don't you dare stay in my
That's all,
way,
yeah.
because that's the mantra there. But I had the privilege of growing up alone in a very big house, like 400 square feet, 4,000 square feet, even bigger, 300 meters per 300 square meters.
300 square, big,
Yes,
huge. My
that
God.
had like 4 million books. Basically,
His father.
my father had books in pretty much in all the 3 bathrooms. I had, I think, like 15, 20,000 books in a restroom, in the bathroom. We had shelves on every end because in Romania, it's not like here, hey, you cannot leave your kid alone. I was alone since I was like 4. And I asked them to teach me how to write. Yeah, because you guys, I see you guys read all the time. You guys write. Teach me how to do it too. What's so fun in it, you know? I have to do something too. So I went through a lot of books, and that helped at an early age. I think even because my father read all these books as well. That's why he bought them. He put them there. But in my case, it helped me a little bit intellectually, I think.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Reading is a form of expanding your consciousness.
Absolutely.
Probably one of the most direct, because anybody can read. Almost.
Exactly.
Well,
You are actually.
Olga has bright eyes.
You
too.
have a. Thank you.
Absolutely, she comes from the same land, sir. The land.
Same area. You're from the same area?
Actually, I'm from the southern
No,
part.
it's Pitești, Ploiești, Pitești, remember?
Yeah, the southern part.
Where
Way
the
down
Germans bombed there for petroleum and gasoline. El știe, he's
Where
been there.
where
He's been in
man
Pitești.
professor is. Actually, the people there are well to be physically very strong, and that's how they got corrupted the most by alcoholism. And that's the thing that happened, sir, with all the Slavic people, all the Slavic, so to speak, races that came from the Caucasus Mountains, Ararat, where allegedly there's the Noah's Ark there, which allegedly had the right hemisphere more
You
activated.
realized that alcohol was the wrong way. You couldn't convince anybody.
They have an alcoholic gene.
I mean, at the basic level, it alters your consciousness, right?
Yeah.
It's not the fun. Alcohol is not fun, honestly.
No,
It's not
no.
something.
It destroys
It's just-
everything.
And you don't smoke?
No,
Never
never.
smoke?
No, he doesn't.
I smoke Blue Lotus. I smoke different.
Lotus, Lotus
I like
is
to
a
smoke
tea.
a little
The tea.
The
herbariums,
tea,
yeah.
it's a flower, a blue.
Well, that's different.
I smoked tobacco, sir, when I was in Romania because that was the influence there. But after I left,
The
I worked in
friends.
the gym. I didn't have that influence.
gave up.
My father was a heavy drinker, and as a matter of fact, he helped me. Literally, I have like a PTSD when it comes to alcohol. I cannot drink alcohol past a very little point. I drink a little bit of wine, and then my liver automatically starts secreting, and I feel like
Vomiting it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
so I cannot drink
You
heavy
are allergic.
anything.
It's called allergy
I
to
have like a
alcohol.
psychological.
Allergy.
Hey, we're guarding now. You shall not pass.
You want to take the dog out for a little bit? Thank you so much. So you started reading pretty early, at 4 years old, when you were 4, huh? Theo, you started reading when you were 4 years old.
Yes.
You heard that?
I don't want to be on the